Chapter 3. Frauds. Section 1. Machinations, Monopolies, and Combinations. Article 185. Machinations in public auctions. Any person who shall solicit any gift or promise as a consideration for refraining from taking part in any public auction, and any person who shall attempt to cause bidders to stay away from an auction by threats, gifts, promises, or any other artifice, with intent to cause the reduction of the price of the thing auctioned, shall suffer the penalty of prison correctional in its minimum period and a fine ranging from 10 to 50% of the value of the thing auctioned. Article 186. Monopolies and Combinations in Restraint of Trade. The penalty of prison correctional in its minimum period or a fine ranging from 200 to 6,000 pesos, or both, shall be imposed upon 1. Any person who shall enter into any contract or agreement or shall take part in any conspiracy or combination in the form of a trust or otherwise, in restraint of trade or commerce or to prevent by artificial means free competition in the market. 2. Any person who shall monopolize any merchandise or object of trade or commerce, or shall combine with any other person or persons to monopolize an merchandise or object in order to alter the price thereof by spreading false rumors or making use of any other article to restrain free competition in the market. 3. Any person who, being a manufacturer, producer, or processor of any merchandise or object of commerce or an importer of any merchandise or object of commerce from any foreign country, either as principal or agent, wholesaler, or retailer, shall combine, conspire or agree in any manner with any person likewise engaged in the manufacture, production, processing, assembling or importation of such merchandise or object of commerce or with any other persons not so similarly engaged for the purpose of making transactions prejudicial to lawful commerce, or of increasing the market price in any part of the Philippines, of any such merchandise or object of commerce manufactured, produced, processed, assembled in or imported into the Philippines, or of any article in the manufacture of which such manufactured, produced, or imported merchandise or object of commerce is used. If the offense mentioned in this article affects any food substance, motor fuel, or lubricants, or other articles of prime necessity, the penalty shall be that of prison mayor in its maximum and medium periods, it being sufficient for the imposition thereof that the initial steps have been taken toward carrying out the purposes of the combination. Any property possessed under any contract or by any combination mentioned in the preceding paragraphs, and being the subject thereof, shall be forfeited to the government of the Philippines. Whenever any of the offenses described above is committed by a corporation or association, the President, and each one of its agents or representatives in the Philippines in case of a foreign corporation or association, who shall have knowingly permitted or failed to prevent the commission of such offense, shall be held liable as principals thereof. Section 2. Frauds in Commerce and Industry. Article 187. Importation and disposition of falsely marked articles or merchandise made of gold, silver, or other precious metals or their alloys. The penalty of prison correctional or a fine ranging from 200 to 1,000 pesos, or both, shall be imposed on any person who shall knowingly import or sell or dispose of any article or merchandise made of gold, silver, or other precious metals, or their alloys, with stamps, brands, or marks which fail to indicate the actual fineness or quality of said metals or alloys. Any stamp, brand, label, or mark shall be deemed to fail to indicate the actual fineness of the article on which it is engraved, printed, stamped, labeled or attached, when the rest of the article shows that the quality or fineness thereof is less by more than 1/2 carat, if made of gold, and less by more than 4/1000th, if made of silver, than what is shown by said stamp, brand, label or mark. But in case of watch cases and flatware made of gold, the actual fineness of such gold shall not be less by more than 3/1000th than the fineness indicated by said stamp, brand, label, or mark. Article 188. Subsisting and altering trademark, trade names, or service marks. The penalty of prison correctional in its minimum period or a fine ranging from 50 to 2,000 pesos, or both, shall be imposed upon 1. Any person who shall substitute the trade name or trademark of some other manufacturer or dealer or a colorable imitation thereof, for the trademark of the real manufacturer or dealer upon any article of commerce and shall sell the same. 2. Any person who shall sell such articles of commerce or offer the same for sale, knowing that the trade name or trademark has been fraudulently used in such goods as described in the preceding subdivision. 3. Any person who, in the sale or advertising of his services, shall use or substitute the service mark of some other person, or a colorable imitation of such mark, or 4. Any person who, knowing the purpose for which the trade name, trademark, or service mark of a person is to be used, prints, lithographs, or in any way reproduces such trade name, trademark, or service mark, or a colorable imitation thereof, for another person, to enable that other person to fraudulently use such trade name, trademark, or service mark on his own goods or in connection with the sale or advertising of his services. A trade name or trademark as herein used is a word or words, name, title, symbol, emblem, sign, or device, or any combination thereof used as an advertisement, sign, label, poster, or otherwise, for the purpose of enabling the public to distinguish the business of the person who owns and uses said trade name or trademark. A service mark as herein used is a mark used in the sale or advertising of services to identify the services of one person and distinguish them from the services of others, and includes without limitation the marks, names, symbols, titles, designations, slogans, character names, and distinctive features of radio or other advertising. Article 189. Unfair competition, fraudulent registration of trademark, trade name or service mark, fraudulent designation of origin, and false description. The penalty provided in the next preceding article shall be imposed upon 1. Any person who, in unfair competition and for the purposes of deceiving or defrauding another of his legitimate trade or the public in general, shall sell his goods giving them the general appearance of goods of another manufacturer or dealer, either as to the goods themselves, or in the wrapping of the packages in which they are contained, or the device or words thereon, or in any other features of their appearance which would be likely to induce the public to believe that the goods offered are those of a manufacturer or dealer other than the actual manufacturer or dealer, or shall give other persons a chance or opportunity to do the same with a like purpose. 2. Any person who shall affix, apply, annex or use in connection with any goods or services or any container or containers for goods a false designation of origin or any false description or representation, and shall sell such goods or services. 3. Any person who by means of false or fraudulent representation or declarations orally or in writing or by other fraudulent means shall procure from the Patent Office or from any other office which may hereafter be established by law for the purposes the registration of a trade name, trademark or service mark, or of himself as the owner of such trade name, trademark, or service mark, or an entry respecting a trade name, trademark or service mark.